One of the things that really appealed to me about this opportunity at Discover World was that it was something that was brand new. It's amazing to think that we're now 10 years into this. We'll be celebrating our 10th anniversary here. And I came on board after about a year here. And so really one of the things that was very exciting to me was to take something that was in its infancy, something that had been just brand new, and shape that and be able to create something and shape something that hopefully was going to be here in the community and relevant for 50 or 100 years. And that still is one of the most exciting aspects. Even though we're a decade into this project, there are new things that we're doing, new challenges that we're facing every day that are all about trying to build that legacy and build something that's going to be here for generations to come. So that really was one of the most exciting things. I had a terrific mentor and longtime friend in Tom Barrett, but there also comes a time when you either are going to work for somebody else for your whole life, or you're going to step out of that shadow and do things on your own. So that was another opportunity that presented itself for me here, was that it was an opportunity to lead and to do things in ways that hopefully honed my own skills and applied the lessons that I learned over time. Well, the interview process here at Discover World was, it was certainly heavy on Mike Cudahy. I probably had 5 or 6 lunches with Mike Cudahy at Lake Park Bistro in the time before I was ever offered the job. I had never met Mike Cudahy before I even expressed any interest in this job. I knew a few other people on the board, people like Josh Gimbel, Gary Grunow, other people who I knew in the community who were committed to doing great things, so I was excited about that. But I never had met Mike before. So we went through a series of luncheons, and it was, you know, he was probably kicking the tires, checking things out, wanted to make sure I was Irish. I think in the end, as I recall, the position was offered to somebody else before it was offered to me, and that person declined. And eventually, you know, I guess maybe I whittled them down. And I hope they don't have regrets or buyer's remorse over it, and certainly something that I'm very proud of. And I hope the things that stuck out about me are hopefully characteristics that I still have. I'm honest, I'm hardworking. I was kind of prepared to roll up my sleeves and get to work. I didn't necessarily ask all the right questions at that time about where the organization was financially, or, you know, nobody could look into a crystal ball and see that in 2008 the bottom was going to drop out of the global economy. Those are kind of things that I probably would have liked to know a little bit more, but I have no regrets, and hopefully they have no regrets either about making that decision. I'm fortunate to sit on the Wisconsin Center District as an appointment of the mayor, and I've been involved in and around tourism in certain ways for probably the last 15 years or so. One of the biggest challenges that we have is our convention center is still too small. And I think one of the big things that should be done in the next few years, even as we continue to celebrate the progress that's happening on the Bucks new arena and some of the other redevelopment happening downtown, we can't continue to have a convention center that really, the peer set of that convention center are places like Des Moines or other very small places, when we should be competing with Minneapolis and Indianapolis and Chicago and Detroit and other strong Midwestern cities. So that's one of the big things that we need to do as a community, is to rally around and find the resources to do that. In addition to that, I think that we can do more to create a real cultural campus here on the lakefront. We've got the Art Museum and Discovery World here. Betty Brennan is across the street. I'm a big fan of potentially moving the public museum down to the lakefront, at least considering a lakefront location for that, so that we can create something that for the next generation or more can be a one-stop shop for the people in this community and the people from the region or across the country who are looking for a real rich cultural experience here in Milwaukee. And the lakefront offers that. We now have the Science Center, and we have the Art Museum, we have a Children's Museum. If we could bring the Natural History Museum into that, we could really, I think, start to create even more momentum for that and create more of a national reputation for Milwaukee as a place that is such a rich place for culture.